Hey, we're the Young Makers. This is episode 4 of the We Make podcast, and today we're going to be talking about teamwork, how we work together, how sometimes it goes great, now sometimes it doesn't go great, and let's get started. Alright.
So we'll start with a big smile.
And a deep breath. Because some days it doesn't go great.
I think it's 90% of the time related to food.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, because our children turn into beasts if they get hungry? Is that what you're referring to?
I think anybody does.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously with anything else, right? If you set yourself up for something to go well, then it's gonna go well. And yes, in our shop, one of those things to set up for things to go well is that everybody has a full belly and energy and ready to go, no doubt.
I know that, and I think that this is, that everybody else does this. That you get so caught up in the grind and the hyper focus that like food,
You forget to eat.
it doesn't, you just don't, like, I know.
Until the meltdown happens.
I know it. I mean, I know it. I feel it. I watch it. I see it.
Am I pushing it?
But that's like one of the biggest things that I've seen.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But when the teamwork, like, we get stuff done.
We do.
Yeah.
I think
Probably-
go ahead.
Probably like the biggest thing is like you said this, it's like if I'll ask you for help for 5 minutes, like sometimes like I just need your help for 5 minutes or you need my help for 5 minutes, and like we have to be like open to just like drop what we're doing and just help someone for like a couple minutes. And then like it's sort of like they'll like help us again in the future. It's sort of like that, but like
Return the favor.
yeah, but like we're just always like constantly like helping each other. Like if you need help assembling like the Walzak unit or something, like I'll just help you for a couple minutes, and then like if I need help like moving the Avid, then like you can help me.
Yeah, we're all in it to win it.
Nice.
We're all doing the same thing. We're just doing things, and when you're doing things, like, sometimes you just need help. You gotta ask for help.
Yeah.
Whether it's, getting hung up on a file or a process or a procedure on a machine. If you just stop and ask for help, the help that you're gonna get is gonna save you time and probably a lot of aggravation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But you gotta be humble and ask for help.
So, let's talk about, like, approach. I would say that's, like, we all have different approaches to projects. And sometimes that can kind of get us in a little bit of a snafu, right? Because we're all coming at something from a different angle, or maybe we have a different, visual in our head, which is why I always say, can we start with a picture? Like, just draw it out, because...
What do you mean you don't get it?
Because I don't usually get it. I'm the remedial one of the family, but if I see a picture, like, I don't always get the words that you guys are talking about. Exactly. So for me, I need to see, like, the picture, like, because in my mind, we probably all have a different picture in our head, at least a little bit, whether it's construction or end result. And so
or even like material, or just like...
Yeah, like, so I just find it really helpful to kind of put that on paper and start with, like, the plan.
Yeah.
I know.
So that's the worst thing for me.
No kidding, really.
I can't.
Stewie doesn't like to plan. He just wants to jump right in.
does.
But Colby's kind of like that too. Colby's more of an abstract thinker. What's that?
Plans are for which?
Plans are
That's
for
not
wimps.
true. But
I can't. Sometimes like.
You get so stuck in your head sometimes, but then...
But you just have to do it, like...
I know, but he, like, insists that he, like, has explained it already, but he has not. maybe to the other person inside your brain, but
Every time, I'll tell you.
but not out loud
He
to
like
us.
told himself in the car to work or something.
And we were supposed to telepathically hear that.
Yeah.
That's usually what happens. So I mean, I don't know, but that's what I mean,
Okay.
right? That's like what happens when you try to work collaboratively as a
Yeah.
team. Is that you, and that's also a good thing. On the opposite of that, that's a great thing that we all come with a different perspective and approach. It's just kind of working through that communication process. Sometimes that can be tough.
It'd be pretty bland if just one person decided every time.
Right.
You can't.
Well, then it wouldn't be a family project.
And it also like sort of puts like variety in like what we do.
Yeah.
Because like
I'm pretty quick. I'm pretty quick to say no, but I have to admit, like I'm working on that, and because like the things that you guys bring up are legit, real, good things. Like this morning, cutting back on the skew.
Oh yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? That
So let's
was
just put a little context. So you guys are trying to develop your line of safeguards, the clear choice for plexiglass barriers. Yeah, I'm gonna take credit for that pitch. And so-
What? There's no way you're gonna take credit for that.
Okay. And
Now,
you guys
okay,
are
first
trying-
of all, I named the product. Okay, I named it, and I was the one that came up with the tagline of the clear
Okay.
choice.
well, and you sold it to BC too.
And I will say that we worked together on the
Okay.
BC sale.
And so, you guys are developing like a list of products and like a page that
Like an
people can-
order form, yeah.
Yeah. And so there was the SKU number. So their basic unit, 24 wide by 36 tall, either has a transaction cutout or does not. So they had it as 2436 CO.
WCO.
With cutout.
Yeah, and then 2436 WOCO for without cutout. And I thought that like that could easily be like if you're just working fast
No, I got it.
and you gotta like
Yeah.
No, I got it. It's better.
yeah, but if you're just like I thought it'd be easily mistakenable.
Mistakenable. Is
Yeah,
that a word?
mistake. I don't know.
It is now.
Easily mistaken.
Yes. But like so like I thought that would just be easier for 2436 for just the basic unit without a cutout and then 2436 CO for with the cutout.
With cutout, yeah.
It's just
No, I think that was a totally legit
But
value
what-
added.
My point was, I was quick to say, you know, my gut jerk reaction was like, no, it's got to be.
It's fine the way it is, yeah.
And I realized that was really good input, and I accepted it right away.
Well, yeah, and I mean, like, you know, Brody taking a look at that is, you know, that fresh pair of eyes, and that's
Right.
somebody who's not like
yeah.
so into the details of it.
Yeah, so that's
So to give that
yeah.
clear perspective.
Yeah,
So
it's
that's-
also like when you were making the book of like policies and procedures for the shop, like I said it would be a good idea to have either Mom or Colby start up the CNC edge bander because they don't know that by heart. I don't know if Colby's ever started up the edge bander.
Never.
I never have.
And so like it would just be good for them because they don't use a lot of like the CNCs for them
Right,
to
and we
like
would be relying on reading the words
yeah,
and making
because
sure
they
they're
wouldn't
understandable.
have any background knowledge of like what they think they should do, so they're
Right.
just completely relying on the book and what's written to do it. So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, I remember in like, I want to say like 2nd or 3rd grade or something, we had to like, might have been 6th actually, I don't know. We had
Second,
to,
third, or sixth.
we had to like write like a how-to thing.
Oh,
And
like
then-
how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich,
yeah,
right?
but it was like we drew like a monster or something, and then we had to like write how to draw it, and then somebody else had to read it and try and draw the monster.
Oh, and see if it looked the same?
Yeah, and none of them did, but like
Because you always
good.
forget to
Yeah.
say something, right? Like, you're like, oh, I don't have to write that, that seems obvious. Or like, you know, go and
yeah, like
get the
common,
package of bread, take a piece out. Like,
yeah, common knowledge to like Papa or me might not be common knowledge to either of you. Like Colby might be like on the go-kart, he might be like, oh yeah, the carburetor's fried or something. but like we might not understand what that means. So it's just like
I
taking the
surely would not
extra
understand.
2 steps to explain it. Like,
So go back to the teamwork.
Mhm.
That was all like really good examples of bouncing things off of each other
Yeah,
to
well,
create.
and respecting each other's points of view, which, you know, sometimes some of us have stronger voices than others, and we have to remember to take everybody's perspective with respect, and it's not usually a right or wrong, it's just more of a gray area of how somebody, you know, looks at something.
So I thought that like, the first sizable batch that we sent out of these safeguards was over 200.
210 units
And-
to a bank.
And, like the first, developing a product is, it's not, it's not easy. You can't think of everything.
Yeah, you can't think of every possible case scenario.
Correct. So initially, I made the legs like real snug because we didn't want the play.
You
But-
wanted the tightest tolerance possible.
Correct. With it, that somebody didn't have to fight to get the part on. But it turns out that this material varies in thickness. So,
What's the variance?
so for the teamwork, I thought it was great, bro, that you were able to take my file and throw the parts on the Avid CNC and open them up.
Yeah, so basically, the slots were too tight, so I just had you email me the DXF, which is just like a sheet layout, so I just deleted everything except one leg, and then I made a fixture on the Avid. We were using a downcut bit, so all we had to do was like nail like a perimeter, so I just nailed the perimeter of like plywood, and so that way I was just able to drop the piece in, cut the slots, pop it out, and yeah, they ended up working.
So that was a really good example of like,
Well, and
No.
it saved a lot of material from going in the trash.
well, I mean,
Yeah,
And saved your
120.
time.
yeah, I could have done it downstairs, but it saved my time
Yeah,
and kept the workflow going.
right.
But it was just a great example of I'm in a jam, I need some help, and teamwork.
Yeah.
Teamwork. So I'm kind of interested in knowing, obviously like everything that we do is kind of like a group project. Like
In one way or another.
in one way or
It ends up being
another,
a
we
group
all
project.
kind of contribute. Like, so you guys do group projects at school, right? Which I'll be honest with you, when I was a kid, I hated group projects because I always did the most work and put in the most effort, and everybody else in my group just
That's
kind
sort of
of
how I feel,
coasted.
but I just.
But we try not, we all try to give equal, but like,
I always work faster than everyone,
Yes,
so
I
it's
can
always a
relate.
pain. Cause like in math class, we have partners, and like my partner, like since I really like math, I'm like really good at it. I do it a lot
Mind
faster
flex.
than
Don't do them like that.
some people. And then I have to like wait for them. But like they said that we have to like go together. One time I got in trouble for going ahead
oh boy.
because the other person like wasn't even working. They were just like
Yeah.
doing random stuff.
So do you feel like the stuff that we do as a family, like, kind of helps you with stuff at school, with like group projects and working collaboratively at school with people?
Sort of, kind of.
This is kind of unrelated, but it definitely helps with like talking to people, and like it helps with like knowing how to communicate with people's ideas and like respectfully disagree without like insulting them.
Yeah, it's very,
That's a very important life skill,
yeah, it's very important.
because you're going to disagree with people. I mean, that's just a
Yeah, because like
life.
I can say like Colby, your idea is like not good, but like I can't say that in school, so it's like I'm sort of like working on like how to like tell that his idea is not good without like
Just saying.
saying your idea is not good.
That's very important. You have to like you have to be creative with your words. You have to, and practice.
Mhm.
You gotta be creative and
Yeah, I mean, that's a skill that I think just you continually are kind of working on and honing in on.
Yeah.
It's not, being tactful is not always easy, right? Because sometimes you want to just be like, I've had enough.
What the freak?
Like, what
What
are
do you
you
mean?
thinking? But,
That's not gonna work.
well, and let's be honest, it's not to say that we have not had those moments here in the shop
That's
as
how we
young
grow.
makers. Huh?
That's how we grow.
Oh, I thought you said that's how we roll. It's like, what? That's not the
Yeah,
lesson here.
So
I mean, we've
since-
definitely had those moments. I mean, like, let's face it, like, every day in the shop is not always like,
What you see on the videos.
yeah, we try to cut that stuff out.
It's also harder because a bunch of other makers, like, they, like, I feel like since we're a family, we work together on everything.
Mhm.
And not other makers, like, they don't, like, sometimes.
Collab on every project.
Yeah.
Some projects they just do by themselves, so, like, their idea is, like, what they're gonna go with.
Right.
I feel like it's also kind of more efficient because like if I like have an idea, like I could bounce it off like Papa and he could either tell me like he'll probably just come out and say if it's gonna work or not. But like I could see if like if we didn't have each other and we were just working alone, like we might waste a lot of time because I might be trying to do something that is not gonna work and he could have told me that it's not gonna work.
Right, but then you've just invested your time and energy
Yeah.
and gotten to a certain point to realize that it's
Collaboration.
not gonna.
Collaboration is important. And collaboration is important, and even more important is the willing to be open for discussion.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Because if you're not, then you're setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah, like we could be talking and you could like give me a good idea, but if I don't take it, then it's like there was no point.
We're like we're all resources to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you and Colby like have no idea how much that I've learned from you guys, and and you have to understand that, like, and mommy,
I'm smart too.
I know, but my world is in my world. I've learned so much. I wouldn't be here without you.
I think you would be, but it's nice being.
That's besides the point.
It's nice being here together. No, I mean, I think, like, obviously, we all have our different strengths and weaknesses, and yeah, I mean, I think that we are #better together.
Yeah, and it's also getting to the point where it's like we're sort of all like learning off each other. Like mom's starting to learn how to use like the joiner and table saw, more of the power tools from me and Papa, and the CNC too. You want to start learning?
Yeah,
And it's
Colby's starting to get into making videos more and wanting to edit.
and he can learn some of the filmmaking from me. I can learn like accounting and business from you two.
Yeah.
And Papa, he can just I don't know, he can buy.
No, I
I
mean,
learned.
from a business perspective, Papa and I teach each other things
Yeah.
because we have different strengths and weaknesses. Like
I also
I
have
am
a
more
You also teach
You know,
us.
on the accounting side and the finances and certain organizational stuff, and Papa's got more of like the
Street
design and
smarts.
the engineering. And you think he's more street smart than me?
I got the organizations.
I don't know about street smarts. I
I
think
don't
we're
think
equally street smart.
What about me? How's my business input been?
I think you're both learning because here's
That was
the
the question.
Here's the
Okay.
thing. You guys have grown up listening to it. It's been your background noise your entire life.
Do you want to share the legal binding contract story?
What?
Speaking of it being part of our lives,
So like remember when Brody was like, I mean, Colby wasn't alive yet, I don't think. So Brody had to be like 2, and we were having a dispute with a client, And out of the blue, he said something to me about a legal binding contract. So I mean, what 2-year-old knows that? I mean, I know I didn't know that. But you guys are like, it's your background noise basically, and
Basically.
and you've already applied so much of that with your cutting board business, and going to craft fairs and using the square to sell it, and reconciling your cash box, and like all of these things.
I feel like some principles of like business can be used for so much more than business, and like more on like a personal level too, where it's like you can apply like concepts from the business like our personal lives.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, you guys are growing up in a very unique environment where you're at work with us a lot. You know, I mean, obviously not when you're in regular school, but
I mean,
especially these days, you're at work with us a lot.
Your exposures, you know, from product development, from, you know, prototype
Engineering.
stuff, you know, to bring things to market. You know, we bring things to market, you know, on every job. If you think about it, every job is so unique. We bring a product to market
Right.
on every job.
Right.
And, you know, and for me, it always kind of sucked because that product is a one and done, and it never repeated.
Because everything's custom.
Because everything's custom. And, you know, again, like, you know, you learn, like, I need a product on the market that I don't have to make myself, because that's, and you learn that, you know, from all this, you know, all of these, you know, content creators, you know, you learn about the income. What's the
Passive
Passive.
the
income.
passive income? Well, you know.
Well, this is not passive income, you're still working, but you could walk away
It
and
can develop into passive income.
it can.
Correct.
It has that potential.
Correct, and that's key. And, you know, I think being exposed to the maker community has given me even more fire to, you know, to make this real, you know?
I agree. It's definitely been added a different aspect to our business thinking and
I mean, I you know, when we were at Workbench Con, I was, you know, when we had the class with Katz Moses, and, you know, he's talking about, you know, he's got, you know, people in shipping, you know, and, you know, and I'm like thinking in my head, you know, I gotta get somebody in shipping. How do I get a product out to market and have somebody in shipping full time?
Yeah.
You know, that's my, you know, so when this thing hit, I'm like, that's it, this is it. And we gotta run.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's wrap up because we're getting off of the teamwork thing now.
It was good.
No, it was fine, but I'm
I
just saying.
think it was even teamwork and support.
And he's falling asleep.
Alright.
So
Thanks for watching. This was episode 4, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And we're wearing the same clothes?
That's all good.
We're recording on the same day as episode 3. Yeah. Alright.
Alright.
Thanks for watching.
Bam!